So my presentation is going to be about the female politicians who go to Iran, visit my beautiful country, and they totally keep silent. So my presentation is about why burkini ban has been suspended less than a month, but hijab has remained compulsory for more than 38 years. It is because of our struggles and protests against compulsory hijab is just on our own, and we are alone. We, the women of Iran, are alone to fight against compulsory hijab. I have met many female politicians around the world, and I send a lot of letters to Federica Mogherini, Catherine Ashton, Marietje Schaake, a lot of female politicians around the world who go to Iran and visit the Islamic Republic of Iran. And I found that there are 4 arguments which make them hesitated to protest against compulsory hijab. And recently I saw a picture of Ségolène Royal, the Minister of Environment in France. She went to Iran, had a nice smile, wearing compulsory hijab without challenging it, without protesting against compulsory hijab, while the world was screaming and challenging burkini ban, including myself. But she was there. Without any challenge, she obeyed the compulsory law. So the 4 arguments. First, they say compulsory hijab required by law inside Iran. Burkini ban was a law in France, but all of us protested against it. And they say it's a law, we have to respect the law. Slavery used to be legal. If no one objected against slavery, nowadays African American could have been slaves. And they say a law should be respected. No. Women protested against bad law to make it a respectable law, to get the right to vote. Second argument, they say hijab is a cultural issue, and we wear it because we want to respect the culture of, Iranian people. We want to be nice. No, here we're talking about compulsion. How could it be? Compulsion, could it be part of our culture? How? You're forcing a 7-year-old girl to wear hijab and you call this one a cultural issue? During apartheid, you're going to, it is impossible. You respect those culture who violated against women's rights. And third argument, they say compulsory hijab, it's a domestic issue. It's an internal matter. It is wrong, because it's not about Iranian women. The government of Iran forced all women around the world to wear compulsory hijab. All the female tourists, all the female politicians, all the Iranian women who live outside Iran, if they want to go to any embassy outside Iran. How can it be a domestic matter or an internal matter? Another issue, burkini ban was a domestic issue in France as well. Why everyone, the world, were protesting and interfering in a domestic matter in France, but not about the Islamic Republic of Iran? So as far as the government of Iran forced all women around the world who go to my country and visit the Islamic Republic of Iran to wear hijab, this is a time that we have to stand together, all women around the world, and have one voice against compulsory hijab. And fourth argument, the female politicians state that the Middle East has got bigger problems than hijab. I know that myself. I left Iran just because I was fighting against bigger, problems. And I got expelled from Iranian parliament. And I was the one saying that I can wear compulsory hijab and expose the corruption in politics. Because I was thinking about bigger problems. And I was the one that exposed the news of 57 people who got killed after the demonstrations in Iran. I was talking to those mothers who lost their beloved one. They executed their sons, their wives, their husbands, their daughters, their sons, their beloved ones. And I know that we don't have freedom of speech, we don't have freedom of expression, we don't have freedom of choice, freedom of religion. And I never called the West land of freedom, never at all. I know we cannot find freedom everywhere, and we have to fight for it. I know about bigger problems. But who said that hijab is a small issue? And who said that we are fighting just for a piece of cloth? No, we are fighting about human dignity. We are fighting about our identity. Because from the age of 7, when you want to go out in public, you have to be someone else. And be honest with me, each of you. Every morning when you want to go out, you think about bigger problems in the world? No, you think about your appearance. You think about your dress. You think about what you're going to wear. And this is your identity. So who said that this is a small issue in Iran and female politician has so many bigger problems to solve? While the government of Iran deports you from the airport of Iran if you say no to compulsory hijab. So you won't be allowed to fix bigger problems in Iran just because of this small issue. Who said that hijab is a small issue when the government of Iran arrested 3.6 million women within a year just because of not having a proper Islamic hijab? 18,000 of these women were sent to the court. And 40,000 cars were impounded in public. Why? Because the female drivers were not wearing a proper Islamic hijab. So if hijab, it's a small issue, why they spend millions and millions of dollars to keep this wall? To me, hijab is a wall, and it's not an internal matter. We have to stand all together and bring the wall down, because the rest will get easier. And this is the first step toward full equality. That is why I call all female politicians. I never call them to come and liberate Iranian women or save and rescue me. No, because Iranian women, they occupied the more than 60% places of the universities. So they are strong enough to stand up for their own rights. I asked Catherine Ashton, Federico Mogherini, and all of you female politicians around the world to stand for your own dignity. Because if our government come to visit Europe and you ask the female politician, remove your hijab, they will protest. They are not going to say that this is a law, we have to respect the law, or this is a culture and we have to respect the culture. So that is why I say that the European female politicians are hypocrites, because they stand up with the French Muslim women and condemn the burkini ban because they think compulsion is bad. But when it happens to Iran, they just care about money. And they go to my country and they ignore millions of those women who send their photos to me and put themselves in danger to be hurt, and keep their smile and wearing hijab and saying this is a cultural issue, which is wrong. This is the most visible symbol of oppression, and we have to stand all together and bring this wall down. Thank you so much.